Nicole, welcome to Halloween.
It's so spooky here on the gem stage.
You look fabulous tonight.
Well, thank you.
I said, let's be ghouls, and I went like scary, and you went sexy and gorgeous and stunning, as you always do.
Well, listen, I had a fabulous team of people behind me.
You did, didn't you?
Put this all together.
So what, you had like 3 people working on you tonight?
Oh my gosh.
4?
Incredible. Our brilliant costume designer, Luis.
Oh, he built both of our costumes. Aren't they amazing?
Luis, who's here in the audience tonight. Thank you.
And then Brian Bolanis, our amazing makeup designer.
Amazing makeup designer.
Yes.
And their lovely assistants.
Yes, oh my
Rocco
gosh.
and Carlos.
Rocco and Carlos were back there helping around.
Both.
And then who did your hair tonight? Who didn't do your hair tonight? That's the question.
My beautiful dear friend, Allie.
Uh-huh. And lots of spray going on. No one helped me with my hair because I don't have any hair,
Well,
so.
you said it.
He was gonna put a bald cap on me, and then he saw me, he's like, I don't think we need to. But, and now speaking about costumes, I think we have some fabulous costumes up here.
We do. Y'all, we couldn't have done a Halloween episode without being in costume. And so look at our band.
Oh my gosh, let's start with Mr. Siegel, Jeff Siegel. So tell us about your costume tonight, Jeff.
All the teachers at school helped me put this together. Some wonderful teachers. A special shout out to Miss Alex Castro for helping me with my makeup and my mane. And my tail.
Everyone needs a little tail now and then. So nice going, Jeff. And I will tell you, Jeff, when you walked in the door today, I was like, oh my God, don't get my bald head. You look so skinny.
Then just don't point the camera at David.
Exactly.
Yeah, during all this COVID, and I've been finding time to work out, walk, exercise, trying to eat properly.
Trying.
And, yeah, well, that's a big challenge.
And then you come here when we film the show.
Well, that's a problem too.
Yes.
But for the rest of the week, I actually do eat pretty healthy.
Good.
Awesome.
And then we have Vince. Vince, you have an homage tonight.
Vince, you have to stand up.
And those are yours, right?
That's my real.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
You are fabulous with your prayer shawl
Jeff,
and everything.
what do you think? Do you approve?
I think it's awesome. I mean, that's how I used to dress as a little kid growing up. My mother used to dress me going to school like that. So it brought back a lot of childhood memories.
I wanted to surprise him too. He was asking me last week what I was going to wear. No, I'm not going to tell him. I'm going to show up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we love
Very
it.
authentic.
And then we have Mr. Richard Abraham. Richard, you have got to stand up for Yay!
Yeah!
So-
We got a real life Bob, y'all.
So what's your favorite part about your costume?
Oh man, the food. I'm going right to Big Boy when the show is over. I'm going to chow down. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you are awesome, and you guys look fabulous. Thank you guys for
did good
dressing
for
up
me.
for us
Thank you.
tonight.
You're
And
very
thank you
welcome.
for all of our helpers tonight to make this happen.
Chase, did you get
Oh, yeah,
yourself
the
on
costume
camera?
department.
But I was just going to say, there are other costume people out here tonight. So Chase, go stand in front of the
Stand
camera.
up.
Show that you're the big
fabulous.
cheese since you're in charge. This is Chase.
This
He
is
does all our
Chase,
filming, and he's the
brilliant
big cheese.
cameraman.
And now, Chase, show our fabulous audience and all their amazing costumes tonight.
Stand up, you guys,
If you
stand
got a
up.
costume on, look at these ones back here. Look how amazing you guys look. Look at our
Oh my God,
costumes.
amazing! You guys look beautiful.
Look at all our costumes out here tonight. Well, we thought if you're gonna have a costume party that everyone should dress and play with us because God knows we can't really have a fucking Halloween this year. So here we go to costumes and having a Halloween at home.
Woo! Cheers to that.
And you know what I love about Halloween? I love so many things, but do you know that my mom's birthday, she was born on October 31st.
How fun.
Yes, and for a long time, my mom would tell me so many fun stories that were not true at all, and that's how I ended up the way that I am. But one of the things that she told me is that everyone celebrated her birthday, and everyone dressed and you got candy because it was my mom's birthday, because she was such a special witch. So I always thought that was true until finally, like I was like 9 years old, so I figured out, wait, no, that's not really true. But because my mom was such a beautiful witch and believed in her witchcraft, I think we should sing a song about that tonight.
Let's do it.
Let's go for it. Oh, I got my glasses right here, thank God. I hope I don't smear my makeup.
Let me flip the page here.
Take us home, Richard.
All right.
Do you remember this song? It's been a while since we
If
rehearsed
you
it.
know it, sing along.
Oh, there we go, yes. Oh wait, I got the wrong thing. I'm like, what the fuck is the Shades of Lucifer? We're not singing that first one, are we? Here we go. Those fingers in my hair, what hair? That's light, come hither, stare. That strips my conscience, it's witchcraft.
And I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense do?
Because it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo,
When you arouse and needed me, my heart says yes indeed to me. Proceed with what you're leading me to.
it's such an ancient pitch,
Woo!
but one I wouldn't switch. Cause there's no different witch than you. And speaking of nice witches out there, we've had so many fun
Oh,
ghouls
tell
and
me, this
witches.
is my favorite part of the show.
Some bitches that have come out to support the theater tonight. And we have a lovely audience, but so many people donated to us this week and this month. Chris and Melissa Harper, $100.
Amazing, thank you.
Stephanie Estrada, thank you so much. $10 from Stephanie.
Brilliant.
Albert Rowan, $10. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Linda Peterson, $50.
Thank you, Linda. Amazing.
And Catherine Scott was so moved that she donated $50 for the High Flying High Fun.
Oh my God,
Thank you so much,
amazing.
Catherine. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting and standing for the theater, always being there for us. Thank you for everything you do, and we are so grateful for it.
So grateful.
Want to
It's
take it
amazing.
home? Those fingers in my hair, that's like a hither stare. That strips my conscience, well, it's witchcraft.
And I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do?
Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo,
When you arouse and need me, my heart says yes indeed me. Proceed with what you're leading me to.
you're such an ancient bitch,
But
but
one
one.
I wouldn't switch.
Cause there's a nicer witch than you. 'cause there's no nicer wish than you. Oh, you know what? I think it's time for a special cocktail and a very special cocktail boy tonight.
Oh, well, always.
Does anyone feel some heat? Because I think the fire needs to be turned out. Oh. Where is that sexy?
You should be summoned by the music.
Oh my goodness, yeah! Oh, yeah. Thank you, love. Oh, they're so spooky.
Do a little circle around the front so that people can see your outfit.
Our little hot trainer. Here we go to our firemen. And look, he brought us something a little smoky tonight.
Oh my God, that's good.
Oh, that is good.
Davey,
thought it
what
had a little-
are we drinking?
Well, I think it's called the poetic poison. I'm posing. I say a little witch's brew tonight. It's got lots of rum in it.
Delicious.
It's got some white rum. It's got coconut rum. It's got blue curacao. Am I saying that right? I always say that wrong. And then pineapple juice, and of course a little dry ice. So here we go.
Delightful.
Well, we are so excited because we thought it's Halloween. We're doing something different we've never done. We have our guest artists, our singers, our dancers on, but we thought it would be fun to bring some like interesting spookiness to you tonight. So we have a honest to goodness ghost hunter. We've got a tarot card reader, and we have a psychic. I know some of you guys I know that you guys have gotten to meet the tarot card reader, got your cards read tonight. I know that some of you have gotten out there to meet the psychic, and she told you, I hope, some good things, maybe some lotto numbers. And when you win, you give your portion to the gem.
Wow.
So what do you think, Nicole? Do you think it's time to like get it going
Well,
and bring
and
them
most
on?
importantly, before I let you go,
Oh yeah.
we have to remind you that the first weekend of November, the 6th, 7th, and 8th,
Oh yeah.
Debbie Ebert, who's
Our
on the show
first
tonight,
live, open,
is
theatrical
gonna be here
experience.
live on the Gem stage. I think it's her 4th year
Yeah.
doing Divalicious, which if you haven't seen her cabaret,
Oh, it's-
absolutely fabulous. And this year we are featuring Lena Horne,
Yes.
live band, incredible night of music. The
Some
6th,
stage
7th, and 8th,
seating
3
and 40
nights
seats in
only.
the house. But
Incredible.
we're also doing
So-
something really special.
We are.
So for those of you who aren't ready or not able to come out, we're going to film it, and you get to see it live. And we'll send all the information to you to let you know about that. And you can buy a ticket and just watch it.
But
At
tickets are
home.
on sale, so call the box office or visit us online. All the information is there. But first weekend of November, Debbie Ebert live on the Gem stage, something you do not want to miss. So,
Not at all. Here we go. Cheers, Nicole.
Cheers, James.
A little spooky. I'm so excited to introduce you to my very good friend, Stephanie Klopfenstein. She's been our city council member, District 5, for 4 years now, and she's
That's
up for
right.
election right now. And we are just so excited to be able to present her with you tonight. She stood for our theater. She has stood for everything that we do in the arts. She stood for Garden Grove for 4 years now, but more importantly, this is her town, and this is where she lives, and she stood for the city for so many more years than just being a city council member, but a volunteer, part of our community, and more importantly, a homeowner here. And we just love you so much, and we're so grateful that you're here with us tonight. Before I introduce her to you, I want to say something really special. I got to have a dinner with her the other night, and I was saying, like, what's next for you? She goes, there's nothing next for me. I just want to be in my city. I want to raise my daughter. I want to be with my husband, and I want to make Garden Grove a better place. And that's what I love about Stephanie. And I'm going to tell you right now, a vote for Stephanie is a vote for One More Productions. It's a vote for theater. It's a vote for what our community is really doing, and it's a vote for giving back. If you don't live in Garden Grove, but you know someone who does, then you call them on the phone and you ask them to vote for her. If you don't know someone who lives in her district, then send her $1, send her $5, send her $10, and help her get this campaign done, because this is a very interesting campaign for you right now, isn't it?
It is. It is an interesting campaign. With COVID-19, obviously, things are a lot different than they were in 2016 when I ran. You don't necessarily have that authentic reach with the voters that you did in 2016, so you got to get creative, and sometimes creativity costs a lot of money. But we're making it work, and I'm passionate. I love this community. I love Garden Grove, and I want a chance at another 4 years.
So can you share with me some of the things that you've done over the past 4 years for Garden Grove?
You know, I think the biggest thing that I've done for the residents of Garden Grove and for this city is just to listen. I've been there for people in the community and in their neighborhoods when they have an issue. I've been very thankful to be able to help them out and to help them solve their problems. And I really think that's what the role of a council person really deep down is about. It's taking those everyday issues of the residents in their neighborhoods, that's their little world, that's their community, and it's helping them solve their problems. And so I've been very blessed to be able to do that.
What's your vision for the next 4 years? What's your vision for Garden Grove? What's your vision for yourself?
Well, I think first and foremost, we have to obviously get through the coronavirus pandemic. We've got to work at our city. We've got to keep our small businesses running. We've got to make sure we retain jobs. We have to continue to build our harbor corridor. That's our tourism corridor. That's where a lot of our money comes from for the city of Garden Grove. Just keep getting Garden Grove on the map. And I will definitely say one of the ways we're doing that is right here with One More Productions and the Gem Theater.
Yes.
What you guys provide, yes. What you guys provide the community and what you provide Garden Grove is truly second to none. This is a home, and you show that with everything that you do. Your love, your passion, your dedication to the arts and to this city is truly unparalleled, and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my
what you
heart.
provide to Garden Grove is unparalleled, and
Thank
we
you.
can't thank you enough. And
Thank
thank you
you.
for always standing there and being with us.
I'll always have your back, yes.
Oh, yes, I know, and I will always have yours.
Thank you.
Nicole and I are so supportive of you, and we love you, and we're so grateful for you.
Thank you.
Real quickly, can I share a secret with them?
Sure.
I won't make you, but she comes from a family of music. She's a singer. Her brother-in-law is a musician.
Yes.
And she's always loved the arts, and we just love that about you, and we love what you do for our community, and we're so grateful that you took time tonight to stop by, that you
you.
always take time for the arts, and you always take time. We're not even part of your district, but you have always stood there and supported us.
I'm here for everybody,
and we will
anybody in
always
Garden
be here
Grove.
to support for you and
Thank you
everything
so
you do. We
much.
just love you so much.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Councilwoman Stephanie Klopfenstein.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Again, an amazing woman, and a vote for Stephanie is a vote for One More Production, so get out there and support her. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So here we are with our amazing Miss Debbie Ebert. And tell me what your costume is tonight.
Well, I am Devilicious Mistress of Song.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, yes.
Well, what song are you singing for us first tonight?
I'm gonna do one of my favorite tunes called Spooky. You'll remember this song. It's an old one, but it's a goodie.
Oh my God, I love your gloves. They're fabulous.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
had to find something to match the voice,
That's
right?
true.
There you
yes.
go. Well, sing a little spooky, because I hear some spooky music going on back there.
Let's
Take it
see what
away.
happens. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. In the cool of the evening, when everything is getting kind of groovy, I call you up and ask you if you'd like to go with me and see a movie. First you say no, you got some plans for tonight, and then you stop and say, all right. Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little guy like you. All right. Hey, you always keep me guessing. I never seem to know what you are thinking. And if a girl looks at you, it's for sure your little eyes will be a-winking. Well, I get confused, 'cause I don't know where I stand. And then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kinda crazy with spooky little guy like you. Hey! All right now, come on now. Hey, yeah. Woo, come on, guys. Hey. Well, hey. Now, if you decide you're gonna stop this little game that you are playing, I'm gonna tell you all that my heart's been a-dying to be saying. Well, just like a ghost, you've been a haunting my dreams. So you'll propose on Halloween. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little guy like you. Hey, spooky, ah, yeah, all right. I said spooky, hey, hey, all right. You know you scare me to death now. Hey, all right. I said spooky, hey, hey, spooky.
Ha ha! Miss Debbie Ebert, everyone! Miss Debbie Ebert! Debbie, come on back out here! I think she ran backstage
that
to do a
okay?
shot.
Is that okay?
Come on, my love. So, Deb, Divalicious does Devilicious.
Devilicious.
I
that's
know.
Right. Yes.
And speaking of Divalicious doing Devilicious, you have a very exciting thing coming up.
Oh, yeah.
It's our first actual live show since COVID hit in March.
Yeah.
And you get to open the theater back up.
I'm so proud to be doing that.
November 7th, 8th, and 9th,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And we're going to be here. We're going to be social distancing. I think
Yep.
we're going to be able to seat about 46 people a night.
Yep.
Tickets are on sale now, so
Get 'em
get
right
your
away.
tickets. And we're very excited to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And you're going to be doing who this year? Because I know each time you do a different amazing jazz artist, and we had conversations who we thought it was going to be, but then you picked one of my favorites.
Yes. Well, we're going to be doing Lena Horne, the
Yes.
music of Lena Horne, who, as everybody knows, was influenced and trained by the great Duke Ellington and
Oh,
Billy
yes.
Strayhorn. So I'll be featuring all of her tunes and
Oh, yeah.
got a few surprises.
Oh, yes,
we'll have
we
a
do.
surprise guest. Tina Jackson.
Yes,
is gonna
Miss
be-
Tina Jackson's
Yeah,
going to be here and singing
yeah.
with us, who we love. And Tina and you are going to be doing Ain't Misbehavin' next
Yes,
year.
yes. I hope you guys will come. You can see us together. We're cut up. We're a
Oh,
couple
they're
cut
great.
ups.
They're fabulous. I'm so
Yeah,
excited to have
yeah.
Tina on stage. And if you could say, like, what does it feel like to be the first person to reopen the Gem after all these months?
Amazing. You know, I was talking to two other artists. You know, this thing that we do is like a calling.
Oh, definitely.
It's not like we're just doing this because, you know, we want to be seen. It's a calling. And if you've got people that want to come out and just get out and have some good, clean fun with your clothes on, I'm there. I'm coming out. And so it feels
Girl,
really
I came out years
special.
ago.
Oh, don't make me
Ooh,
do
do it again, do it again. Ah!
Okay. But yeah, it's really special to be back here and to actually get to do something and open this place up. It needs it.
Well, Nicole and I could not be more honored to have someone with your talent and your grace and and your beauty to come and sing this and do this for us. Now, before I let you go, I just want to talk about that fabulous song and when you killed the bat. But spooky kind of love. What kind of spooky love is it being married to Bob's big boy back
Bob
here?
back there, well, you see. So, you know.
So did he loan you his whip for the night? Did you have yours?
I
Is
had
this one
this
from
whip,
home?
And I thought I would practice, you know. And so I got him to play with me, you know. And the first thing that happened was the little thingy came off.
Oh, was that the whip or the first thing that happened with Richard? His little
Well,
thingy
we
came
won't
off.
talk about that, you know. Family stuff, you know.
Well, we're all family. So, Debbie, thank you so much for again, just what an amazing talent you are. I keep thinking we have people on stage with us.
I know, me too. I had to go over and get a snuggle up. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. Miss Debbie Ebert, everyone. Debbie Ebert. Nice work, guys. We have our fabulous Luli and Sherry. Both of them deal with, well, let them tell them tell us what they deal with.
Oh, the
So,
suspense.
do you guys want to come on out? Luli, Sherry, come on out! Take a seat, ladies.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you
beauties you
so
are.
much for
Thank
coming out
you.
tonight.
Sure.
Luli, tarot card reader extraordinaire, and Sherry, psychic. Thank you guys for coming out and sharing your experience with us. But wait, you don't have cocktails.
I don't.
That's
Cocktail
okay. It's cocktail
boys!
hour!
Oh, here they come. Oh, here we go. Cheers, ladies. Cheers.
I inhaled some dry ice, but I think I'm okay.
That's okay. I've inhaled a lot of things tonight. So, ladies, where and how do we start? First off, thank you. Thank you both so much for coming out. I'm so respectful for what you guys do. I know a lot of people are afraid of it and they think there's like evilness involved, but I share experience with me. So go ahead, Luli. Like, what do you do? How do you do it?
Okay.
Who are you and why?
So, can I put this down for a little bit?
Yes.
Of course
I
you
got
can.
to talk with my hands.
She's a talk with her hands.
When I was 5, I saw angels. And when I would tell my parents, they would say, no, oh, how cute, right? And then I kind of buried it. And when I turned 7, I remember looking in my mirror and I said, you're not 7. You're so much older than 7. And I remember just kind of being kind of alarmed at the thought that I even said that, but I remember saying that and staring at my eyes in the mirror, you are not 7, you're so much older. But I went to a Catholic school from 1st through 12th grade, and so this whole idea of knowing more things, it was buried, and I thought it was very evil, and I didn't even want to touch it. But I knew in my heart where I was coming from. I knew it wasn't coming from an evil place, which is why I didn't, and I told Damien too, I said, I can't, especially on today for this show, I can't wear the garb because it's not about that. It's really about healing, and it's about getting to know who you are inside and bringing that out and connecting with God and connecting with your source, your spirit, universe, whatever that God is to you, is connection to that. And I'm able to now finally admit it and be kind of out with it and open with it because, you know, and for the last couple of years is because I was so closed up with it because I was afraid that people were going to think of me as a charlatan or evil or all of that. But until I kind of did some work myself and said, no, I need to be authentic. And the authentic me is to help somebody. The authentic me is to say, this is the energy that I see around you. And honestly, it's not me. It's the guides that I choose to allow to come in, and they channel through me. So I don't take any credit for this, and I'm not any more special than any of you. Everybody can do this. It's just doing the work to allow yourself to open up to receive the information. Because
That is an amazing conversation.
it is, and it's not about, yes, the cards, that's what I guess my comfort zone is. All they do is open up a portal. I will look at the cards, I've done some of you guys, and you guys can see, I'll throw them out, and information will start coming, and then they're done. And then all of a sudden, I start downloading information. And I don't know people, and I have to be really honest, and I'll say, listen, I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you, I'm gonna share what it's being told to me to tell you, because it's information you need to know. And sometimes they will use words that I won't use words. Like I had an experience with this one man who couldn't sleep. He was an entertainer, he was an executive for an entertainment company. He goes, I can't sleep. My mind's jumbled up. I take an Ambien, I've taken all these things. And my guys told me, tell him to imagine a spout in his head and pour it out every night before he goes to sleep. That's all he needs to do. No more Ambien, no more of that. And I told him that. And he laughed. He goes, oh my God. He goes, that seems so simple. He called me later and he says, I've been doing that and I haven't taken an Ambien since. So that's the information that I get that I would never have it. So I don't take any credit for any of it. So it just kind of goes to me. But again, like I said, if this is where we all should be. So we all have to connect with ourselves and really be truly honest with who we are and know who we are. Because when you do, then all this comes, you see all this. It's like the clarity that you get, the more awareness you get. That's all it is. So
Well, I
it's
think there's a
not
big
evil.
conversation that Nicole and I have with our actors. Like, the more honest you are as a human being and you're portraying something on
Yes.
stage, then the more honest you're going to create this character.
Exactly.
So what is your gift and how did it come to you?
Well, I was about 6 and I was sitting in the living room alone watching cartoons, and out of the corner of my eye, I kept seeing this white flash. Well, it ended up being kind of like a lizard, which it was a reptile. And all of a sudden, he just says, you have the power, you have the power. And I kept wondering what it was. Well, finding out my mom, my aunt, my grandfathers, they were all psychics and mediums, and we hear spirit. The spirit comes and talks to us. And that's how I started learning, and everybody kept thinking I was weird. I thought, maybe, friends didn't want to hang out with me because they said, you're weird, you're different. And all of a sudden, it just hit me one day, and I just started reading out of nowhere to friends and relatives, and, it started just developing. And then I started feeling people from that have grown over, like that have gone over. And I told my mom, I said, I'm talking to my grandmother. And my grandmother had passed away, and she was telling me things I didn't even know. And I was releasing that information to my family, and nobody else would have known. And so I just started taking classes and taking certification classes, and I did Reiki healing. So I've done a lot of things. I do pendulum, and I just kept flourishing with it. And I love doing it. I love getting word from spirit. I love helping people. Kind of like we're psychologists in a way.
I would say like spiritual counselors. I love that word.
Spiritual
because that's really
counselors.
what it is.
So I think that's where we kind of go with it as well, and we help people. We get information from our higher sources, but when we connect with other spirits, the person that we're reading for, and they get the information and pass it through.
So is this something that Damien and I each sat down with Luli earlier,
right,
and did a reading. Is this something where you need to connect to the person one-on-one, or are you sitting in this room full of people right now and you're hearing things and experiencing things?
I can experience, I feel, I have to close myself off.
Can you control that?
Yes, you have to put a protection. I work out in the retail field. So every day I'm around hundreds of people, and I get all this mumble jumble, and it sounds like kind of like a bunch of like people just chattering. Some days I'm so overwhelmed with it, I have to walk out of the store, connect, ground, and just, okay. And you put a bubble around you. People put different protection around them. You can put a bubble, you can put plastic wrap, you can, whatever, however you feel comfortable. Then you walk in and reassess everything. And then you kind of chill. And then it kind of goes away. So I can do it one-on-one, I can do it in groups. And it just depends how everybody is receptive. If you're closed off, it's hard to read people when they're.
But it's also
they're
open
shielded.
to how receptive you
Yes,
are.
yes. And my
So like
guides.
when you walk into an open space that you've never been in before, like today when you came into the theater,
Right.
you've got your
Well,
guards
you
up.
actually have been here before, correct?
I had been here as in younger days, in the younger days. Not recently, maybe in the last 15 years, I haven't been here.
But when it was a movie theater and stuff, you'd been here?
Yes, yes.
So did you have your guard up, or has anything jumped out at you? Have any people jumped out at you since you've been here?
Yes, there's been some people that have actually, that I looked at when they were walking through, and they came and sat at my table. So it was almost like I was like, oh, I need a reading from you. And they sat down.
Interesting.
And so I read for several people, and I hope that it all resonated with them. It seemed to. And each person has a different reading.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and whatever, sometimes they come out, and our spirits come out and say things that you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And you just have to go with it and be open to it.
Well, Nicole and I both had the experience today to sit down with Luli, and I've known Luli for a while. I love her. She's part of my family, our baby,
Right.
up in San Luis Obispo. But no, like when we sat down, it was so clear. You like totally had the conversation that I was really like, okay, let's do this. Let's see where it is. I'm like, oh, she's having the same conversation with me that I'm having. What was your experience, Nicole?
I think the same thing. So Luli reads tarot cards. Would you call it that?
No. Well, yes. I lay them out. I get like a snapshot, and then it's done. And then I start. It's like opens up a portal. It opens up the space in which to receive information. And really, that's all it is. I mean, I will see this, and something will jump out. And let's just say, okay, broken heart, that's jumping out. They're feeling this way, that's jumping out. Maybe 3 things, and then I'm done, and then the information starts coming down, you know? So, and it's very personal. And see, for me, it's like sometimes we'll just talk about one thing, because that's the one thing that they need to work on, that one thing that they need to have clarity with. And because I wanted to dispel this notion too, is that, if there's a lot of people who have ability to do this, but it's more about who am I going to be married to? What am I going to do? It's bigger than that. It's bigger. It's
Well, I think
us
a lot of
growing.
people go to what
Yeah.
you're saying is like a lot of people go to psychics or tarot card readers because they want to know that like I'm going to be rich or I'm going to marry somebody
Right.
or what does that person look like
Right.
or it's this very material things and very specific moments.
Right. But what it does, Nicole, what you're doing is you're giving your power away. You're saying, you tell me what I'm going to do. You know what you're going to do. You know exactly what you're going to do. You have the power to do whatever you want to do. Like, remember, I think I told both of you guys this, because it's something that's resonating with me, is that we're here in the here and now, right now, because of every decision we made.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, you have the power to have whatever you want. So for me to tell you, yes, if you want a boy, I remember doing a reading on this one girl, and she was super smart, and I saw that she had the capability of just moving and shaking things up in this world. Like you could feel this energy, and all she wanted to know was, but is my boyfriend gonna come back with me? Is he gonna get back with me? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's just like a non-starter. Like, don't even worry about this. Like, there's a bigger quantum thing that you're gonna be doing, you know? But with those people like that, you just have to say, you know what? They're not there yet. And you always say, you bloom when you bloom. You can't tell the flower when you bloom.
So that's you kind of wanted to talk about the like demystifying this like pay
There's this stigma. Yeah.
This stigma of like pay per psychic, pay per reading.
Yeah.
Give me $200 and I will fix your problem for you.
Yes. So because it was always, honestly, for me, it was always kind of trying to manage the balance of it because of how I was raised and really finding my own truth. And so it bothered me to ask for money for it because I always felt like it was like I was giving this awareness so I could help people. So, but you have to have energy come back. You have to, otherwise I'm depleted and I won't have the energy or the awareness to help you. So I even say, okay, $25, whatever. But then I was told by my guides, no, you can't do that. You need to just ask for a donation, whatever they can afford. Because if a person only has $20, you're gonna miss being able to help them. So just ask for a donation. And if they don't have a donation, if they don't have the resources, then you ask for a blessing. You need something in return. And that's what I've been doing. And I feel really good about that. Now I'm able to go out there and say, you know what, I will be more than happy to help and help you look at some things that you need to work on internally. And it's honestly, it's more like, instead of a psychic reading, I like to call it spiritual counseling, because that's really what it is. I'm getting information to help you look at some things that you don't have clarity on, you know, or a lot of it's affirmation. A lot of it's like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. And, you know,
I think that was for me, was like affirmation. I don't know for you,
yeah,
Damien,
totally.
like your reading
100%,
today was,
yeah.
was it an affirmation,
It
or was
really
there
was.
anything that you?
No, we both had the conversation at the end of the day. I'm like, yeah, no. Everything you said was like right on where I am and what I'm doing right now and what my experience is.
Right.
So Lily, can I share? So you had 3 decks of cards. Is that something I can share?
Yeah,
Something that you do?
Absolutely, yeah.
So 3 decks of cards. What are those cards? What is that process?
Okay, so you can have whatever you want. You can have, some people get jewelry. So for me, it's just to deepen the conversation. So like how I did your cards, and then you notice that I wasn't even looking at them anymore. I was just giving you information that you guys already know, because you already know it. But it's information that you're not dealing with. Acknowledging. Oh, no, but no, dealing with. Okay?
So we started started with one set of cards.
Yeah.
And you had us shuffle them.
Right.
And then you laid them out and did a reading.
Yes.
And those are the traditional tarot cards, right, as we can say.
Right, but I did, yes, okay. And so I did the reading, but not really with the tarot cards. Again, I said it's more the downloading information. But when I say like deal with, sometimes we don't want to, right? We have to acknowledge this stuff. So then we talk about that, like we talked about today. And then the second group of cards, for me, what it does, it deepens the conversation. So you see, Damien, when we talked about this, and this, notice how this is coming up, and then I start receiving more information to deepen that conversation.
So what do you call that second set of cards?
It's just deepening. It's just information that I'm getting.
So we clear the first set of cards, and now we're gonna go deeper. And so we so for my reading, I shuffled the first set of cards. I set them out. We did a reading. Then we took them away. I shuffled a second set of cards.
And remember
did
this.
Another reading that was like
Deeper.
Right. And in connection to that first set of cards, even though they were completely shuffled and different and like whatever,
Exactly.
we're all
the
connected.
third set of cards came out.
And those are the spirit cards, and those are connecting with your guides, and those are the ones that saying, okay, you're this, you're here, and this is what, is around you. And this is spiritually, this is where you need to connect with spirit, and you need to connect with God, or this is, you need to align yourself with these things. That's the third one is more of a spiritual, connection with spirit or with God.
Now, do you
read, exactly.
Do you read cards, or how do you read?
Because we got to experience fluid today, but we haven't experienced you yet.
I don't do the tarot cards.
No.
I do know how to read them, but I choose not to.
So what is your
I
gift?
do oracle cards, which are there's different oracle cards out there. So I have several decks at home. Sometimes I'll just pull one randomly that I take with me, and if I'm doing a reading for somebody, then I'll include that at the end of my reading, and usually it resonates with the reading, and I have them shuffle the deck and just give kind of whatever they're thinking about. And the first card, second card usually goes with what they're thinking about or what they're wanting, their wish or whatever. The third and fourth one resonates and ties everything together with the whole entire reading.
Right.
So it's confirmation.
Right.
Confirmation of the reading, confirmation of a question that they had. And then I do the readings, psychic readings as well.
So tonight when you're reading people, how are you reading them?
I would ask them, I would explain, I read from past, present, future, give them a little bit about myself, what I do, have an open mind, and then I ask their first name, and then I ask maybe their first and last name or a nickname, and then I ask, can we connect spirits? So our spirits connect, and then when that happens, then everything just kind of downloads. So it's almost like you are dealing out a deck of cards, and it just downloads. And so everything just falls into place. Sometimes it doesn't resonate. And if I tell them at first, I say, if it doesn't resonate with you, it might in the past or in the present or the future. Just have an open mind. And if it doesn't resonate with them, I tell them, please just say stop and we'll move on. And I'll get more confirmation. And sometimes names come out where it might say Donald and it comes out slurry. Everything comes out slurry with my spirit. They'll say a name and it might say Donald. Then it might come out Donald. And I've got to figure out what they're trying to tell me. So that's why I ask, the person I'm reading to have an open mind. And usually it's somebody they work with or somebody that's passed or, in the present that they're going to meet, a coworker even. And so they give me the information and then I just release whatever I have to tell them.
Now, I'll tell you, I was raised, born, baptized Catholic, very Catholic family, but at the same point in time, I had a very spiritual family, on my mother's side especially. And, as Catholic, you think, oh, blah, blah. But as a spiritual family, you think, well, there are other things besides this. What is the conversation that you have with people? Are they afraid of you? Are they thinking that you're, blasphemous? Like, what is that conversation that you have, to share, there's something bigger than just... I'll tell you, I was taught something really young in life, that God may have promised everlasting life, but we don't know what that means. Maybe you come here 100 times. Maybe you just go to heaven with the street paved with gold. What is that conversation? How do we say, is this bad? Is this not bad? Is this good? Is this is it open to a different experience? How do you resolve that for people?
Well, what I tell my clients is there is a universal God, a universal, maybe a Buddha, whoever you choose to pray to or you go to. And, there is, to me, one God or one Jesus. And so then you just go from there. But we are all born with a slate of life. And that is how I have learned to teach people, even when I'm helping teach a class. We're before we are even a star in this as seed, we are born and we are given this slate and we have everything to accomplish before our death. So you have to do, and if it's bad times, good times, whatever, you, like Lily said, you make your own path, but you have a guided path. And sometimes people stray from that, but you get back on that path, and it's learning lessons.
Yeah.
So before we go tonight, I want to ask you, and both of you, when you walked into the theater tonight, did you feel anything? Did you see anything? Did you have an experience where you're like, I'm an open vessel? Well, what did you feel tonight?
When I walked in tonight, I came in through the back door, and it was a good feeling. When I walked in, I felt that there was a few kind of, I don't want to say entities, but there was a few, I don't know if there's people that have been here before that have come back because they like this place. And I feel that somebody is here directing and giving you guidance and direction. And I that's what I feel. I feel that this place has stayed open for a long time because of that. That person is guiding.
What about you, Lulu? You and I had a conversation tonight. A lot of people don't know this, but I walked into this theater about 20 years ago when I was teaching at Newport Harbor, and I got a phone call saying, we're doing the show tonight, and we want you to bring your students because we need to fill the audience, and we're filming it tonight. Can you bring them down? And I walked in the door with a few of my students that night, and I walked in the door. I didn't even know I wanted a theater at the time. And I walked in the door and I said, this is going to be my theater. This is my theater. And they had things roped off, and I was like, fuck this. I'm going to walk around. And I walked upstairs to where my and Nicole's office is, and they had it set up like a boardroom at the time. I'm like, oh, this is going to be my office. Oh, that's going to be my costume shop. And 6 years later, Nicole and I moved in. It was our theater. I was so clear, this was going to be my theater. I knew that the moment I walked in the door. So, and I know you've walked in the door thousands of times, but tonight when you walked in,
Well, you know what? I always, like always, I feel the love in here. I mean, that's why it attracts so many people, right? The thing is that I want to talk about your little manifestation thing. Is it okay if I share that with you?
Yeah, please do.
So what I saw with Damien, that he clearly has the ability. He's and I don't want to get into all this frequency and energetic stuff because it's a long conversation, but he's really operates on a higher energetic frequency. However, what happens is that there's sometimes fear inlaid, and so it's almost he's afraid of his success, but he really has the ability to have like a magic wand and just tap everything. Now, this is one thing I want to say is that, you know, you read about The Secret, you read about all this stuff, and yes, because we're all part of this collective consciousness. So if you want, you know, and you want to attain something, you'll have it because the universe wants what you want. But this is the problem. When you, and this is what they don't tell you, I don't think in The Secret, is when you attach a result to it, when you have an attachment to it, then it's not going to align with the source, because when you're aligned with God, you know, and there's attachment, then you're already saying, I don't have the faith that it's going to happen because I put a barrier right here. There's a barrier. So when you came in, you said, I'm going to have this. You didn't attach it or have a result, right? It happened when it was meant to happen.
Yeah. And a divine timing.
A divine timing. And I just want to share a little story too, is that I saw one of Mindy, I think, that when I was a single mom and I had 2 kids, it was years ago, I remember wanting to find that perfect mate. And I did all the manifestation. I'm like, why? Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening? And I remember telling my mom, this is what I want in a guy. And if I don't have this man, I'm not going to get married again. I'm done. I'm not going to look for anybody. This is the person I want. My mom said she thought, oh my God, you're a divorced mother of 2, and even single moms, women can't get this guy that you want, right? And I said, I don't care. I will not compromise. This is who I'm getting. No attachment. About 2 weeks later, I remember driving home, had my 2 kids, and I remember I stopped and I said, you know, God, thank you for everything. Thank you for this life. Thank you for the health of my children. If I don't ever get another man or boyfriend, I'm good. I am so grateful for everything I have. That was on a Saturday. On Tuesday, my husband I've been married to for 22 years called me, and he was everything, checked every box, and we were married in a year. I knew I was going to marry him when I met him, when we went out on a date. And so I didn't attach anything to it. And that's really important because there's so many books out there and so many misinformation. And always know that your center, your guidepost is always you. It's always you. Know who you are. And I don't care how many psychics will tell you what's going to happen. It doesn't matter. And I do want, can I share the psychic story with me? Uh-huh. Don't ever, and please, whoever watches this, don't ever go to a psychic and pay for somebody to remove negative energy from you. Don't. If you want to help them for their money, for their rent, and it's better for you to say, here you go. Because because in my search, you know, when I was younger, I went to a psychic and she says, okay, for $200, I can remove all this negative cloud on top of your head. And I was intuitive enough to know at the time. I said, you could have said anything but that, and I knew. And so just don't defer to other people. And this is what we do. We're here really to help, and really don't defer to other people for your life, because you have all the knowledge. We all have it. We all have it. And so
thank you for saying that.
You just
I
have
really
to
appreciate
stop
it.
and listen.
Yes.
Exactly. And I just want to say, before we let you guys go, you talked about love and finding Gary. You brought up such a beautiful point in my reading today, is that Nicole and I, and let me tell you, we got in a fight 20 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck you, get your ass out on stage, blah, blah, blah. We fight like cats and dogs, but you said something so honest and so true, is that Nicole loves me for me and not for anything else. And I love her for her and not for anything else. Mm-hmm. And we can fight like cats and dogs, but at the end of the day, we are who we are. And right. We have created this together, and we both exist because of each other. And both of us could have this amazing life apart from each other, mm-hmm. but the fact that what we do together is so exceptional. Mm-hmm. And whether this is the first time or the 100th time that we've done this, mm-hmm. and I'm so grateful for that. And I do love you and I adore you, even though I hate you. But like that's life, and I think that's the amazing thing is that I think the message for all of us at the end of the day is that
It is.
it's about love.
It is.
It's not about money. It's not about wealth. It's not about right or wrong. It's about acceptance and forgiveness and love.
I heard something, and I've used it with you today, and I think with you too, and I think I use it every time I can. Our goal is to live the full expression of who we are, and that's authentic. And that's not, I need to look like I have money, so I'm gonna buy this. No, if you don't have it, then don't buy it. If you have it and you like it, you buy it, that's authentic, that's you, buy it. But don't be something you're not. Be just your full expression of who you are and be authentic. And you will always be loved for that. Even if somebody, and because it doesn't matter. Because if you try to be somebody else and they love you for that, you're like, but that's not really me. And then you have that inner conflict. And so it just be yourself, really, be authentic.
Well, we are so grateful that you guys got to
thank
come
you
and,
so
and
much.
share your experience with us and share with us.
Well, and I hope that it opens up our audience's eyes to this idea of go find someone, whether it's one of these two ladies or not, but that someone that understands you, that you can get in touch with. And every once in a while, we all need to touch base with something outside of ourselves and just, you know,
And we'll put your information up so that if you guys are interested in meeting with either one of these or both these ladies, we'll put it out there for you.
Thank you.
I will tell you, my experience today was an awesome experience.
But what a cool
It was
thing.
a conversation
Especially
that
this
we've
time
already
of
been
year,
having, but yeah.
Halloween time.
I know, and
never
again, we
better.
don't mean to make it spooky, but what a fun evening to bring this together.
Right.
It was.
But it's 12 months.
We're always
365
learning.
days,
We're
so-
always growing.
Yeah.
We always have the
Well,
opportunity.
we are so appreciative of you, and we are so appreciative of you, and
Here's
we
your
are so
cocktail
appreciative of you.
bag.
Well, there we go, ladies. Here we go.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to the gem. Do you know that the three of you are our first not musical theater guests? But now I'm going to ask you both to sing a song.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. Here we go.
I should really say, okay.
Happy Halloween! So here we are. You have no idea what it was like for me this week in a panic trying to find like Halloween songs. And I was looking and looking. I found this great song called the Punky Pumpkin, and I wanted to sing it so badly. It's an old Rosemary Clooney song. And then there was no music out there. So I'm like, what do I sing? What do I sing? And then this song came into my head, and I love this song. I've never sung it before. Today was the first time I ever sung it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful song, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. So, want to take it away, boys? I love the intro because I feel so funny girl. I feel so Barbra Streisand. Don't tell me not to live. But that's not the right song. That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. Those icy fingers up and down my spine. The same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. The same old tingles that I'm feeling now. And then the elevator starts its ride. And down I go, round and round I go, like a leaf that's caught in its tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name, and I'm aflame with earth, burning desire, that only your kiss can turn out the fire. For you're the lover I have waited for, that mate, that fate I had been created for. And every time your lips meet mine, darling, down and down I go, round and round I go. Loving that spin I've been under that old black magic called love. Take it away, Jeff! more. That mate, that fate I was created for. And every time your lips meet mine, down and down I go, round and round I go, in a spin, loving the spin I'm in, under an old black magic called love, under that old black magic called love, called love, play boys, called love, called love. Guys, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, here we are. We've got two of our favorite dancers back again. I'm so excited that they're with us tonight. We asked them to do like a spooky Halloween dance for us, and they're doing the Werewolf. What's it called? The Werewolf Halloween. And let me tell you, if I thought werewolves really looked like this, I would wish for a full moon every night. Take it away, kids.
You saw me from the corner of your eye. You knew I was a wolf in sheep's disguise, always on the prowl and telling lies. Oh, I'm changing like the phases of the moon, and what goes around is coming around real soon. Well, this is what it takes to be with you. Oh. Sun is dropping low and I feel the change is coming. Changing like the wind blows the leaves across the ground. The moon is rising high and I hear the wolves are calling. Calling since the day a silver bullet brought me down. Look into my eyes, but not for long. It's always darkest right before the dawn. When I feel alright, I feel all wrong. I'm changing like the phases of the moon, and what goes round is coming around real soon. But this is what it takes to be with you.
Oh my goodness. I loved it. It was so artistic. That part wasn't, but the rest of it was, Katie. How amazing. Like, so what I told you a week ago, we were doing a Halloween show.
Yeah.
And then I gave you a song. And then you're like, okay, we choreographed something, but can we change, what, 3 nights ago?
Like 2.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing I love about you guys. You're such artists. And this one was so interesting because you've done like big band dancing, you've done partner dancing, you've done like salsa, and you've done all these different dancing for us. But tonight was so like balletic and so like modern. I love that. So what was the thought behind it? Who choreographed? You guys choreographed it together?
Yeah, it's like a partner. We both I feel like do it equally.
What she said.
You know what I love is that every time I interview a dancer after they dance, is they're so out of breath, and it just shows like the athleticism it takes to do this, and the fact that you guys just give everything completely. Was it fun for you? Was it fun like to dress up? I mean, and the cape. How was that with that cape working?
Oh, it's interesting. I think I got all the props, so.
Well, we're just so grateful. Thank you, Race. Thank you, Katie. Again, just such amazing dancers, everyone. Here they are. Good work. That was lovely. I loved it. Thank you. Thank you, Racy. That was wonderful. Good boy.
So exciting.
We have Chris from OC Ghosts and Legends. Let's bring him on stage, everyone. Come on out, Chris. Come on out. Hello. Welcome. Take a seat and welcome to our show. We're so excited. Wait a minute.
Damien, Chris doesn't have a cocktail.
It's cocktail hour. Did you not know the rules?
Where's my cocktail?
Cocktail boy!
My favorite.
Oh, here he comes.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
there we go. Ooh, it's a bubbly one.
Wonderful.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, welcome to our show, but welcome back to our theater.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes, we're so excited that you came with us tonight. I called you a couple of weeks ago. I said, we're doing the show. Would you feel comfortable going out and sharing with us what you do? So share with us, what is it that OC Ghosts and Legends does?
So essentially, we're an anomalous research team by default. So that means we're investigating alleged haunted locations. And I say alleged because not everything is haunted, even though it may have a reputation. So we're out there collecting information, collecting potential evidence of spirit activity and various locations. And ideally, we want to be able to collect that information and present it to people through means of a ghost tour or a haunted event or a presentation. Basically, we want people to decide for themselves what, based on what we present to you. You think it's a ghost? We're not trying to convince you of anything.
So we have an audience tonight. So I want to ask our audience, how many people believe there's something other than just us right now? Do you believe in spirits or ghosts or something else? Raise your hand if you do. If you don't.
All right.
Look at that. That's like 75% of our audience. I will tell you, I grew up, I'm a Santa Ana born, but my family's from Capistrano. And I grew up there, and our family home is over 300 years old. And I firmly believe that there is something else than just us. I also believe God has such an imagination and such a creation, and how vain for me to think that I'm the only, we're the only thing he created. So tell us some of your experiences that you've seen. Or witnessed.
It was just about 4 years ago that we were here at the Gem, and we especially have a particular fondness for theaters. And actually, we're finding that theaters have presented some of the most unique evidence that we've ever obtained.
And why do you think that is?
That's an excellent question. And interestingly enough, when we do an investigation in a place like a theater, oftentimes the investigation itself will be really uneventful. So we'll kind of leave it thinking, man, we really didn't have anything going on tonight. But it's not until we listen after, where there's all kinds of chatter taking place in the background that wasn't supposed to be there. So many times, shall I say most of the time, it's really hard to decipher what's going on, but and we identify every single noise that we make through the course of the evening. And when there's 3 people in a room and there's a 4th voice talking that's not supposed to be there, I'm telling you, when you hear it, it is the most bizarre thing. Oftentimes I think those voices. Oftentimes I think those voices are scarier than if I saw a ghost right in front of me. It makes you feel crazy. It makes you feel.
Well, I'll tell you, when Nicole and I first moved into the theater, 15 years ago now? There would be days that I'd be working in the office and she'd be painting. There's one night in particular that I was in the office and she was painting
The girls' dressing room.
the girls' dressing room. And we would, at that point in time, we would say like 18, 20 hours a day. We'd come in at 3 o'clock in the morning and work till like 9 o'clock the next day. But we were working one night and something just told me, get the fuck out of the theater. And at the same point in time, Nicole heard the same voice, like, get the fuck out of the theater. And I ran from upstairs and she ran from downstairs and we met in the middle. But my favorite experience was during Once on This Island. Do you remember that night? Mm-hmm. So the show was over and we were what, all upstairs together?
All upstairs in the upstairs lobby.
And we had our friend Kelly Master Hines, the master of the house. And we both believed in spirits and ghosts and something bigger than us or something other than us. And what happened, Nicole?
There was like a loud noise that came from what we think was like the kitchen area.
So we so we all walked into the kitchen.
We all walked into the kitchen, nothing was there.
And
of
Kelly
course.
the Master was like, no, I don't believe in anything. I'm like, well, I do. And Kelly the Master said, if there's something here, then show me. And what happened?
Loud banging noises. We all took off running. It was like every man for
ran
himself,
down the stairs.
tearing each other down the stairs to like get
And then we all realized that
we had left all of our
everything
purses
upstairs.
and keys and
Sure.
phones and everything upstairs.
So,
and
like,
we walked
we-
like a giant clump,
like a clump
back
up the
up together
stairs.
as if that was somehow going to protect us. But
And we've had lots of moments in this theater. It is what it is. Well, the theater's like, what, 90 years old now? It had 2 major fires. We found a lot of experiences that have happened in the theater. So what were some of the experiences you found?
So we all had varying personal experiences in here.
so you guys stayed overnight, right?
Yeah.
We were here most of the night, yeah, and we want a quiet location with no outside contamination sources. We had to consider the road, but we have somebody monitoring the perimeter just to kind of get an idea of what's going on outside. Somebody riding a bike, so we don't mistake that for something happening in here. I remember specifically, this was an experience that I had that I haven't forgotten. We're sitting up on that balcony there, and we're just kind of letting the stage settle, what we call it, where we're just kind of letting things run. We're letting the audio recorders run, and we're just organically just letting things settle in the environment. And I was sitting there with another investigator, and we were really quiet. And in the middle of that session of just silence, we heard a woman scream back here from this area back here. And we know that our team members were not back there. And we captured something on recording, but it was too faint to really make it out. Our recorders were pretty much situated throughout the theater, but we were kind of fixated on this area. It was such a bizarre, loud scream, and we know nobody was back there. We did get some chatter back there in the workshop area, and one of our team members specifically, and I think before I want to give this away, I want to see if you can kind of validate any of this. Has anybody on staff or in the theater experienced any apparitions of sorts on the stage, near the stage?
Well, when we first moved into the theater, I had a very good friend I called Tall Dan at the time. But Dan was a very tall man and a very good friend of ours. And we would move into, when we first moved into the theater, we'd sit up on top. And everything would be dark and we'd be working in the theater upstairs. And we would see like shadows. And I would be, what, is someone on the stage? Like, what's going on? And it would scare the shit out of us and we would just leave.
So shadows.
Yeah.
Has anyone reported any type of apparition on the stage?
Well, we've heard the story for a long time that when the theater first opened, it was a vaudeville house. And then there was a fire, and by the time they built it back up, that there were these 2 women that lived in the theater for a long time, and it was during the Depression, and when everything was done, they hung themselves. When they didn't have any food left, they hung themselves.
Okay.
And that was a story we've heard for a very long time about the theater.
Right.
And we think they're there, but I will tell you this. I also had, we had the theater camp, how many years ago? Like 5, 6 years ago, we had this theater camp. And this woman brought her granddaughter to come be part of the theater camp. And she kept telling us, oh, she's very, very special. She's very, very special. And I said, oh, of course, all the kids are special. Pay your bills. But then at the end of the day, she came to me and said, my daughter's special in a different way. she sees things that no one else sees. And she sees a man with keys. And he hides the keys in the theater.
Yep.
And you asked Nicole, how
We
many
have
times?
experienced lots of loss of keys.
Yeah.
Like that's the number one thing that happens around here is like a loss of keys.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, once we had the fire and they started pulling everything out of the building, they found a pile of keys in the building.
Yeah, that sounds
Keys
interesting.
that dated anything from like most recent to 60, 70, 80 years ago.
Yeah. One of our team members, and I would consider, I'm fairly skeptical. I'm an open-minded skeptic. So, a lot of things can be explained. There's a natural, logical explanation for most things. Not everything's a ghost. I'll be the first person to tell you I want it to be. But there is an explanation for most things. Our tech lead, Roger, he's also a theater tech director. So he was setting up and working on our cameras, and he hasn't forgotten this. He witnessed a child spirit right over here on this side of the stairs. And Roger doesn't really see things. So when Roger, he's much like myself, when I'm kind of panicking about something and really caught off guard, same thing with Roger. It doesn't happen to him very often. So that really stood out for him. Some of the pieces of audio that we collected here are interesting, but oftentimes we investigate a location a couple times because we familiarize ourselves with the sounds, and to be able to debunk a lot of the things that could be natural.
This is air conditioning. This is the
Exactly.
light switching on.
Exactly. So we often refer to the client or the owner of the building and say, is this a familiar sound to you? It sounds weird to us, but maybe you can clarify. And not everything happens on a switch as much as we would like that. So some nights can be a dud. It can be dead, no pun intended. And then the next time you come around, if you have the belief that maybe spirit recognizes you, they're comfortable around you, or it's just something, the energy in the air that night is just working, and they decide to communicate. And so sometimes it takes a couple visits to get an interaction. But we found that the gem, in addition to other theaters that we have investigated, the chatter that's happening behind the scenes.
Oh gosh.
So to answer your question, why? Why is
Yeah.
a theater full of voices? Well, could it be the personalities of the people that come through here?
Sure.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing is like, we have one of those few like spots that like we have so many people come in and they leave their energy behind, and we have like 180 shows a year, so that's 160 people a night. And so, maybe it's that, or maybe it's the fact that it's been here for 90 years, or there's so many things to it. But we're so excited because you're going to come back again, aren't you?
Yes, and with your blessing, we would love to come back here and to be able to share whatever information we collect here and to compare that from our previous investigation. It's been a while, so has the energy shifted?
Oh, totally.
And-
Well, the theater's been empty. I mean, Nicole and I come in once a week now or twice a week now, but it's just been empty. And I don't know if they're like, okay, we're back to being ourselves again, because we were
It could
empty
be.
for so long.
Well, but we do we have some clips to show and share from the first time you were here?
Well, what I was mentioning to Damien is that some of the clips that we did collect, they're interesting, but we can't really define it or identify it enough. And to the average listener, it might just be a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
So we like to be able to present what we call our Class A EVPs, which are clear, that you don't really have to strain and what am I listening to? So they happen. And when we get them, and hopefully when we come back, we're going to get something that wants to talk.
Super cool.
Now, tell me about some of the tours and the things that you do for the open audience. Like, what else do you do?
So we actually run year-round. So we're not just a seasonal operation. We do regular ghost tours and events in San Juan Capistrano, historic Los Rios Street.
Okay, can I just say, Los Rios Street, do you know that I am the Rios family? That's my family home, the Rios district.
Shut
the
up.
Rios home is
Are you
my
serious?
family, yeah.
The Rios family's you're the Rios
Feliciano
family?
Rios, yes.
Oh my God,
Gertrude
that's
Rios,
crazy.
Juanita Rios Foy, that's my family.
No
Judy,
kidding.
yeah. 14th generation California, and that's my family. I talked about it earlier tonight. Like, I
love
come from
that.
Capistrano. Like that,
That is crazy.
It's called Rios after my family.
It is. I know.
Yeah. So
I
that
know.
is me, 14th
That
generation
is-
California.
Well, we got to talk about that because San Juan is our home base,
Yeah.
and we are so passionate about that town, and its history.
Do you know the story of the Hounds of Hell? Do you know Little Hollywood? Do you know like the Gabos? Do you know like all the families that are, I mean, please. I was saying it earlier, like I came from Capistrano. I believe
love
in
it.
ghosts. My grandmother used to serve the priest at night when I was a little kid in the mission. So I would be able to go to the mission when the mission was closed. But I wasn't allowed in the rectory, so I would sit outside
Yeah.
while she would serve them dinner.
That is
And I
so
would sit
cool.
there from dusk till dark.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that is why I'm a firm believer.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, talking about the Rios home, my grandmother and I were at the Rios Adobe the night that my Uncle Dan, my Dan was Dan Rios, he was the sheriff of Orange County, he lived up the hill, he had died. And right after he had died, and we didn't know that he had died, we had a rock path. And my grandmother heard him, because he always wore cowboy boots, and we heard him walk down the path
Yep.
and open the back door, which at the time was a screen, and the screen slammed shut. And she said, Dan's here, I have to make him dinner. And then the phone rang. And she picked up the phone, and she sat in the front room, and she dropped the phone, and she said, Joan just called me. That was my Uncle Dan's second wife. Uncle Dan died. But we heard him walk down the path
Yeah.
into the back door of the house.
Yeah. We have a theory with San Juan Capistrano is that, for those who don't know, Los Rios Street is the oldest occupied neighborhood in California.
And my family is the oldest family
I
owning
know.
ranch in California.
Since the 1700s, right?
Yeah, before the country was even a country.
That's a small world. That's crazy. So Stephen Rios, in relation to you,
My
is
cousin, my second cousin.
Your
yeah.
cousin.
Uncle Dan's kid, his sister, my Aunt Juanita, my grandmother Juanita was his aunt.
Yeah, and the best resources for anything from that town is the people who lived
Yeah.
there, the
Forever.
family members. Absolutely. In our running theory of San Juan Capistrano, Los Rios Street in particular, there's a lot of reports and legends that people will see, for example, horse-drawn carriages, and they'll see
The
it as
woman
if
in
it's
white.
the lady in white, right? They'll see this like it's clear, just as vivid as you and I.
Yeah.
And there are no horse-drawn carriages unless it's the Swallows Parade or something. But let's say you witness that, you see the horses galloping, you see the person leading the carriage, and all of a sudden, it's gone. And it's real to the person who witnesses it. This is what we consider something called residual activity.
Yeah.
And residual means it's essentially like a replay, a repeat in time. So we theorize that San Juan Capistrano predominantly is a lot of residual energy. So they can't see us. It's as if they're just going about their life. They're living. And
Well, it's a heritage. It's been there for not just 300 years, but before that, our native people, our Guaninos, have been there for thousands of years, and
Yes.
that's our land.
Yes.
And there's such a California history to what Capistrano is.
Yep.
And it's a mixture of heritage and native and Spanish and Catholic, and that's why we call it California. It's all of it together.
Yes. San Juan is an incredible historical place, and arguably
It's the oldest place in Orange County
The
that has
oldest-
been in existence for thousands of years.
oldest occupied neighborhood, meaning people still live there. Your
Same family still
family,
live there.
Same family. Businesses operate out of there. But are there intelligent entities that haunt Los Rios? Absolutely. We may have encountered some of them. Intelligent meaning they're intentionally trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
They're aware of your presence. They're trying to talk to you. Versus residual, they don't know we're there. They're just living as they did, and we may catch a glimpse of them.
So you do tours of Capo? What else do you do tours of?
San Juan Capistrano, we do Black Star Canyon. That's our other signature location, which interestingly has ties to San
So
Juan.
how do we find that? How do we go to do that?
You can find us at ocghostsandlegends.com. We are on social media. Again, we're year-round, and we're constantly...
Are you doing work during COVID right now?
We are very smaller more intimate groups. We do a lot of private tours, private events, so people just want it to be their family.
Well, I think it would be fun to do a private event, don't you, Nicole?
It'd be super fun.
Chris, we're
welcome
so
anytime.
grateful that you came out tonight and shared this experience. And
Yeah.
who would have thought that Gem Theater and Capo and me and you would have all had the
Small
same
world.
experience together? Well, I think it's time to do a little drink to Chris, a little drink to the ghosts and legends.
Let's do it.
Here we
Let's do
go.
it. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Very nice. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys.
Thank you all.
Here we go, everyone. It's time for Miss Nicole Casesso. And you are singing a song that you and I wrestled for in the office today. What the fuck is going on back here?
I won.
Oh, did you want smoke?
Jeff, are you farting again?
I thought you wanted smoke. I thought you wanted smoke.
I literally was like, who's on stage with them? It's too
Mine is a
talented.
special effect. I don't know what he's doing over there. Mine was set up by the stage crew. I thought you said
Fantastic.
smoke.
So we're doing I might run out and join a little bit.
Please join.
You're doing one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite artists, but I think it's your favorite movie, right?
I'm so nervous, you guys.
How much you have to drink before you sang the song?
A lot.
And then I still yawn.
I'm not there yet.
I love when Nicole Casesso gets scared. I just
I'm terrified.
love it.
You guys, I'm
love
not
it.
joking. Like, we're actually terrified.
I love it as much as when she falls, which you all saw her fall 2 weeks ago. So that was awesome too. So why did you want to sing this song, and why did you win that wrestle fight?
I mean, this song is Halloween.
Yeah. Well, you ready to sing it then?
No, I'm not ready at all. I'm
Well,
so
too
embarrassed, you
fucking
guys.
bad.
I'm so embarrassed. Okay,
I mean, I can do it if you want me to.
you might have to. You guys, let me do it, and if it's terrible, we'll have Damien come out and do it.
It'll
Let
be
me
fabulous.
Make sure I can flip my paper with my
Oh yeah.
nails.
Do you want to break it in half
Oh,
and just
shit.
here?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
hold that. Oh, she has special
I have
talons
fabulous. Look at these gloves, you guys.
on. Can we just talk about this amazing costume real quickly? So, Luis is
where are
brilliant.
you,
Where are you,
darling?
Luis? Luis, stand up. Get him. Luis and Rocco. Luis designed this amazing costume. And Rocco and he built it together, and
Look
it's
at
fabulous.
these boots. They made the boots, you guys. Look at the nails on the gloves. It's so amazing.
And then we called our dear friend Brian Bolanos, who's one of our actors and dancers here, and we said, hey, can you come do some makeup for us tonight? And here he is. Stand up, take a bow. Thank you so much. Again, this is what you guys do by supporting the Gem, is by supporting these young artists who are creating so many amazing things in their lives. So thank you guys for doing that, and thank you for supporting them and supporting the theater, because we look fabulous. So, okay, Nicole,
Okay,
are
I'll
you
probably
ready?
fuck this up, and we'll probably have at least 2 takes. So
Okay, well,
don't get your hopes up.
here we go.
I'm so nervous. It's weird.
Knock it off. Sing the fucking song. Pull it together. Pull your head out of your ass.
I put a spell on you. And now you're mine. You can't stop the things I do. I lied. It's been 300 years, right down to the day, and now the witch is back, and there's hell to pay. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Hello, Gardner. My name's Nicole. What's yours? I put a spell on you, and now you're gone. My whammy fell on you, and it was strong. Your wretched little lives have all been cursed 'cause of all the
why you do it, and then she does that. You know what's so funny? It was reminiscent of, I think, episode 5, when you were singing and the drink was flying out of your hand. My drink won't fly out of the hand because it's gone. Nicole, that was fabulous. You were wonderful. Thank you. Oh, Nicole Cassesso, everyone! Oh, take another bow. Don't fall down.
I might fall down.
There we go. Thank you, my love. Mwah! I'll get you a music stand.
Get the music
I'll
stand.
get it for you. So I couldn't end the night without showing our little queen bee. Here she is. You want to go say hi? Go say hi. Oh, there's the queen bee. She loves the camera. Oh my God. Such a whore, just like the rest of us. Speaking of whores, I want to bring out my favorite, most talented jazz singer tonight. She's going to close our show out for us. And we thought, what a fabulous song. It was her choice, and we love her choice of song. And it's such a great song for us for Halloween and for everything. So, Miss Debbie Ebert, take it away.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Aha! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ah, yeah! I ain't afraid of no ghost. Wow! If there's something weird going through your head, who you gonna call? If there's something weird sleeping in your bed, who you gonna call? I ain't afraid of no ghost. Woo! If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Come on, everybody. Woo! Ghost. Come on, everybody.